And the Cincinnati Bengals. Time to see the Bengals offense go to work. And leading them out, the #1 overall pick in the 2020 draft, Joe Burrow, now his second season out of LSU. They'll come out throwing here on first down. Open man is Uzama. And some room to maneuver. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A big play that time through the air. 37 yards. On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. So the assignment, a tough one here for this defense. You've got a quarterback ranked in the top 5 in passing yards. What do they need to do to try to keep him under wraps?
Well, they didn't sleep a whole lot getting ready for this. What I can guarantee you, there's just so much to combat. But I think they're going to zero in on taking away his top target. Double, triple him if they have to. Make the other guys rise up and try and beat them. They'll feel a whole lot better if those guys win in the routes instead of their #1 guy.
The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Joe Mixon, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Bengals take it right down and score on the opening drive. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. The drive summary, 4 plays, 75 yards. And it all culminated in the touchdown run coming from Joe Mixon. Taken in at the 3. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10 at their own 24. Here's a run on first down that won't even get back to the line of scrimmage. He will lose a yard. 2nd and 11. 2nd down. Here's Chubb again. And he stopped immediately there. So this rivalry, Charles, here in the Buckeye State, Cincinnati and Cleveland, you know, you felt like for a while it took a dip as these two franchises struggled. But now I think this rivalry is budding again as one of the best under-the-radar rivalries in the NFL.
I agree with you absolutely, because both of these teams have the arrow pointing up. They've kind of solved their quarterback issues. They're building up their rosters. But one of the most defining moments in this rivalry to me wasn't even in a Browns-Bengals game. It was a Seahawks-Bengals game when head coach Sam White addressed the crowd and emphasized that Cincinnati was the place to be.
Well, Charles, I think his exact words were, you don't live in Cleveland, you live in Cincinnati. Mayfield on first down. That's into the hands of Donovan Peoples-Jones. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
And partner, they're locked in man coverage out left, and they end up running a crossing route. Rounded it a little bit more than a slant. He's just going to angle himself towards the right side of the field, and that's very difficult for a defender to shadow him across all that ground.
He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Simply not much more you can ask out of your running back. Over 100 yards and the 3 touchdowns.
And for an old coot like me, I loved it because he did it on the ground. A running back taking control of the game. That's what I like to see.
Hold on. An old coot?
Coot. C-O-O-T.
All right, I'll look that up later. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Mayfield to throw it. And this is incomplete. He was looking to get it to Jarvis Landry that time. That'll bring up 2nd down. Throwing, Mayfield. And that nearly an interception here on this opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions. 3rd down here in 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
And finding the tight end Hooper. And he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25. Just a 5-yard pickup up, and it leads to 4th down. And his kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him. And
Wilson is perfectly content to bring this out to the 25, a touchback. Cincinnati coming back onto the field here for their second drive. 3-5 is where they sit on the year. A very uneven start is certainly not an ideal position to be in at the halfway point of the season. CD, do you see an avenue where they can still be a playoff team, or is that ship sailed?
Well, since you took me to the nautical side, I'm going to try and keep up here because to me, this ship is about ready to pull out of port. These next couple of games are absolute must-wins for them. Now, if they can win a couple, get to 5-5, maybe they start believing in themselves. But a loss here, that would move me 3-6. And if that's the case, well, that boat is going to head out to the harbor with them still on the dock.
Well, this defense for the Browns, they were excellent a week ago in the win over Pittsburgh.
And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense? Do you just max protect, keep everyone in and run the ball? Or maybe just 1 or 2 receiver routes in order to try and keep your quarterback upright?
He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. On 3rd and 1, Burrow. Open net, it's complete to Higgins. And he's going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1. Ready for the second quarter from Cincinnati. It's the Bengals with the football here. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Meanwhile, Burrow's throw caught by Higgins. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Burrow looking to pass. That's caught by his tight end, Uzama. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. And that one his first incompletion in his last 6 passes. And it's 3rd down. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Now it's Burrow. He gets this one to Boyd. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7.
Well, this is an awfully tough route to defend in man coverage because he lines up on the right and then runs a crossing route back to the other side of the field. So as a defender, you're not only trailing him the whole way, you're also looking out for your own guys to make sure you don't get yourself picked off. And then you can't catch up in time to prevent the completion.
Down at the 2. Broke through first contact, but ultimately stopped shy of the goal line. It'll be a gain of 5 there as they move closer. It's 2nd and goal. Now it's Burrow. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Something we haven't really seen much of from him, an incomplete pass.
Yeah, last week he finished at 70%. This week he's up over 80%. I don't know how you slow him down. Pass rush is usually the best way because a quarterback on his back usually can't complete a pass.
3rd and goal, Burrow. And he's going to hook up with his big tight end, complete. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play. And that will bring up an interesting decision here on 4th and goal. Oh, look at this. A flip to the kicker. He's going to try to run for it. They're not going to get it. They try to move the chains with a surprise, but it's a turnover on downs. They pass up the 3, fake it. It doesn't work. And the Browns are able to come up with a goal line stand. Second drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense. 5-3, their record at the halfway point. And you have to imagine that there are folks saying, hey, if we do that again in the second half, we're 10-6 and we're a playoff team.
I do think, though, that they have a couple things working against them. And number one, the schedule, that's going to toughen up a bit because they've got some division games down the stretch, and those are always difficult. Number two, you know they've got to stay healthy. That's the key to getting to the playoffs and winning in the playoffs. But they've got a shot at it. This is a good football team.
This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. Second down, here's Chubb again. Runs over him. And still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to third down.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks, allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
And he's got room. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. 46 yards rushing for him now on just his first 3 carries. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Here's Hunt. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. We'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. They'll try to throw here. Mayfield. And his throw here is going to be incomplete.
I know tight ends love this route because a lot of times they'll take a block first and get a little bit of space and then come across the middle because in their mind, they're thinking catch the ball and then drop the hammer on the little guys in the secondary.
Unable to drop the hammer, he just dropped the pass. On third down, Mayfield. He's going to let this go for the end zone. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Donovan Peoples-Jones. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Browns have taken the lead. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And the lead is now 10-7. So this drive spans 7 plays. And it's capped off by the Browns touchdown. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Brandon Wilson to return it. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. They will throw on first down with Burrow. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's a perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
First down now, but the clock continues to move. Got an open man, that's C.J. Uzomah. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. And Burrow going to throw again. And his throw is incomplete.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
Third and 2, now Burrow. This one complete into the hands of Higgins. And he's going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Now Burrow on first down. There's the rookie from LSU. It's Jamar Chase. And he's going to have a first down here. They're also in the field goal range now at the 27-yard line. Throwing now, Burrow on first down. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing again, it's Burrow.
This throw incomplete, nearly picked off. And with his pedigree, he doesn't drop many of those. But 3rd down coming up.
On 3rd down, Burrow. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Jadeveon Clowney showing the explosiveness on the sack. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. This will be from 56 yards out. And this is off the left upright. And it comes back. It's no good. And now due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the 2nd half.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards.
So here are the Browns to take over. They were winners a week ago over the Steelers, and they lead this one as well as they start here 1st and 10. The 3rd quarter starts with a run by Chubb, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. They run it again with Chubb, and that is not going to get it done either. Once again, he's stopped behind the line by this Bengals D. 3rd down, now even tougher. 3rd and 13 after that loss of a yard. From the gun, Mayfield. And he's got the hook up to Landry. And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. Pitch and catch there good for 13, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. They'll run for it. Chubb.
And he's going to have a Browns 1st down as he's able to get this up past the 40.
Running lanes were at a premium in the 1st half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big 2nd half.
A run for Nick Chubb. And some room to work. And down inside the 10 at the 9.
76 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the 1st battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
They go with Chubb on 2nd down. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. It'll go as no gain on the play. And now they're looking at a 3rd and goal. 6 plays got him down here. This is play number 7. 3rd and goal. Mayfield down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. That pass play good for 7, but it still brings up a 4th and goal.
Well, the coverage was tight that time. They allowed the pass underneath to him, but they rallied to him pretty fast, too. Converged on him and got him down. That'll bring up 4th down.
Can this defense hold him out? Here we go now. 4th and goal from the 2. And this is caught for a Browns touchdown by Landry. Jarvis Landry, his second touchdown on the season.
And the Browns take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
That seemed pretty ideal there for the offense, Charles. You take a little bit of time off the clock here in the third quarter, decent length drive, and you pad your lead as well at the end of it.
And what it does is let you feel like you're in control of this game, even more so than a 2-touchdown lead, right? Because you have taken that time off, as you noted, which means they couldn't get you off the field. You ran your playbook the way you wanted to, and you gave your defense some rest. What a big-time drive in that situation.
So here are the Bengals now as they get their first possession of this second half.
And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Out of the gun, it's Burrow.
Throw right side, pulled in by Higgins.
Oh, he's got a little daylight. There he goes right side. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score.
T. Higgins,
his 6th touchdown of the season, and the Bengals have got it back to a one-score game.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good, and the lead is down to 2. So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line, so bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision, loses him about 4 yards.
The offense trots back out there. Let's turn our focus now to Nick Chubb. And he's closing in on that number that all running backs circled beginning of the year, the number 1,000. Couldn't do it on this drive.
And you have to think to yourself, at this moment, getting to this spot, it started in the offseason, right? Not just the workouts, right? Not just getting yourself physically prepared to play, but mentally, as well as your team, as well as your unit, head coach, offensive coordinator. We run the football. We give you opportunities. He's taking advantage of it.
And when you get this close to the mark, you just hope things don't tighten up, right? You probably want to get there and get it in your rearview mirror.
You really do, don't you? Because now it becomes predominant, and you...
And got his man complete. And he gets all the way down to the 30-yard line. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. So the big play has him all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Second down, here's Chubb again.
And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out.
103 yards rushing for him here as he starts to draw closer to a 1,000-yard campaign.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb, touchdown number 15 of the year. And the Browns add 6 to their lead. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And that makes this a 9-point game. 5 plays there on that drive. And Nick Chubb, the one to finish it off, as he does so with a touchdown run. The return man, Wilson. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
A good gain on first has them set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. They'll stay on the ground, Mixon again. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. Open man is Uzama. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45.
Couple of first downs right in succession, and this is an offense that could really use a good drive, and they're up to a fast start here.
So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 45-yard line. Burrow on play action. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Malcolm Smith came in there hard on the blitz and got him down 9 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Here we go.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
This defense was definitely looked to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. And the Bengals on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This will be 3rd and 19. Burrow will throw. And that's going to be caught. T. Higgins. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. T. Higgins with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Bengals have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. Now Nick Chubb of the Browns gets set for their next possession. He's been a good workhorse. I know we use the word workhorse a lot, but he's been a good workhorse for him in this one.
No doubt about it, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's what you're looking for if you're a back, because that means everything's coming together for you. Big guys up front have created space. You've run through it. You've probably got some help even from the wide receivers who want to catch passes as opposed to block, but they're helping out too.
Yeah, everyone's pitching in. He's had a good game. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
And this is why the head coach gets paid the big bucks. Look at where they are in this situation, partner. Do you throw the ball here in a long-distance situation? Do you run it again and trust your defense and make sure you take care of the ball and punt it away? What kind of options do you have here, and what do you trust more on your team?
Yeah, they may have just pushed him back into that throwing situation. We'll see.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
Mayfield to throw for it on 4th. Deep ball for Goodwin. And that's caught inside the 35. And he makes it all the way down to the 31. And a really unbelievable play there on 4th and long. On the defensive side of the ball, that's the definition of frustrated. You get them to 4th down, and then you allow a chunk play like that in the passing game.
Almost felt as if that play was drawn up in the dirt on the sideline. They pulled that from a game plan that wasn't this game, and they still made it work.
2 yards that time. A stark contrast from the big chunk on the previous play. 2nd down and 8. Throwing, Mayfield. That is caught at the 7. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2.
And these guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the 4th quarter.
So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Chubb. Able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1. 2nd and goal from the 1. Chubb again. And the avenue collapsed for him as he's going to be held up short of the goal line. Now Mayfield on 3rd and goal to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss it? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
4th down, Mayfield. And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. Donovan Peoples-Jones. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Browns are going to tack on to their advantage. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And that makes this a 9-point game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. No return here for Wilson. To touch back, it'll come out to the 25. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the 4th quarter. This drive becomes very critical. 1st down. Here's Burrow. Slant pass to Boyd. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. A good start there on this 4th quarter drive. They need more of what we just saw.
Down a couple of scores. There's still time. All right, it's not like they're totally out of it, but they have to score quickly, and they're going to need some big-time plays, chunk plays, explosive plays. They need yardage on each snap. Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a 1st down.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. The Burrow's throw taken in here by Chase. And he's finally out of bounds, but he's taken it all the way down to the 8. A big play there on the catch and run.
I'm going rhetorical on you here. Could that pass have been delivered any better to the receiver downfield?
Not at all, and when he catches that, he didn't even have to break stride. Full speed, that's why he got all that yardage after the catch.
Timing, timing, timing.
Nice gain of 8 that time, and it's 2nd and goal. Clock running, about to hit 90 seconds to go in the game. In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. 3rd and goal, and keep in mind, very possibly 4-down territory. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. A nice throw there by the 2nd-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a 2nd and sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play.
And the Browns are able to cover this one up. The offense trots back out there. Let's turn our focus now to Nick Chubb. After some early struggles running the ball, they've really picked it up. Early it just seemed like there were no holes there. Now all of a sudden the holes seem to be there. I don't know if that's just my imagination.
And give them credit that they kept their confidence, because sometimes when you get stuffed big in the running game early, especially for an entire half, it really makes you retreat a little bit, but not this group. They always have the confidence. If they just get their assignments down, they would get in sync with their runners, and off they went.
On the ground, it's Chubb. Open space inside the 10. And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it.
And that touchdown should make you feel comfortable. But do you really feel like it's totally over yet?
Not totally, but I think you're pretty much there.
Yeah, you still got to make sure you stay with it, do all the right things down the stretch, especially on defense. But that touchdown there, you've got to feel good about your chances.
Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And it might seal the deal as that makes it a two-score game here with not a lot of time remaining. And Wilson is perfectly content to bring this out to the 25, a touchback. So Burrow and the Bengals down by 9, a little over 50 seconds remaining. And they're in danger of a third straight loss as they come up on 1st and 10. Burrow. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Let's face it, this defense has had its share of struggles all game long, and they know that they can put it all behind them if they defend well here in the 2-minute drill. Excellent coverage right there to force the incompletion.
Burrow connecting with Mixon. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a first down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. That's complete to Chase. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Throwing, Burrow. That's going to be brought in by Higgins. And he is into the end zone for the touchdown. So they still need a miracle with the clock where it's at, but they get one piece to the puzzle done.
Still have hope.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. So the clock sits at 16 seconds as they line up for the onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number as empirical.
He gets them a little over half of what they needed. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 5. So now with 6 seconds remaining, we get a timeout on the field. And again, it's Chubb. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here. And they were booed.